Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope your week was well. No surprises, no. Well, surprises can be good, right? Exciting things can be really good. I am changing this time slot Thursdays, 10 a.m. to now called Help Desk. Really, it's time set aside to help you, to serve you. So I think that changing the name around a little bit suits it a little bit better, might be more understandable. So this hour I'm here. If it gets quiet, there's not a lot of engagement. I might just be here for 30 minutes, but a place for me to chat a little bit, for you to share your thoughts, maybe something that you've learned or discovered. Especially if you're a client of mine that's gotten coaching or listened to my podcast. Just time to ask me questions too. Maybe you've never had coaching before and are curious at what is coaching? What does that mean? How would that benefit me? How would that change my life? And if we haven't met, my name is Catherine Hood. I call myself a happiness coach. I work with individuals mostly or small groups in defining what happiness is for them. Too often we get confused at where happiness comes from, what it is, how to make it, how to cultivate it, how to get more of it. I know for me, my whole life, not my whole life, most of my life, several decades, I was chasing after it. And I don't want you to be in that space where you're thinking it's having something, achieving something, acquiring something external to finally be happy. That's not where it comes from. But anyways, I love working with individuals and small groups and defining what happiness is for them, and it's always unique to them. But I also walk alongside them to acquire it, to achieve it, to have it on a daily basis, living a life that's free, light, peaceful, however you want to describe it. So again, I work with individuals in figuring out how to articulate it, but also have it. So I'm curious at where you're from, maybe your weather. It's not telling me the weather on my screen right now. I think it's probably about, oh, here it is, 42 degrees. I'm in Spokane, Washington. It's really gloomy, really gray. I'm really wondering if we're gonna get any more snow. Like, I don't hear anybody snowshoeing, skiing, or ice skating this year. What is happening? But I also have a client, hopefully she tunes in today. She said she would. Don't forget to chat with me. That's in Arizona and was showing me pictures of uh, the snowfall in Arizona. It was crazy. So what is happening with the weather? I have no idea. A quote that I felt on my heart this morning to pass along to you, see if it lands for you, see if it has any meaning for you, is believing in negative thoughts is the single greatest obstruction to success. So, believing in a negative thought will hold you back from success, right? Believing in negative thoughts, whether you're I would say probably most of my life I believed my negative thoughts without knowing it. Oh, you're amazing. Live and love. It's around 0 in Fairbanks, Alaska, and the sun is rising. I need to clean up after the dogs today. Ah, yes. Clean up after the dogs. 0 is a perfect temperature. Funny that you say that. I was Tux. If you have known me very long, you know about Tux. I have a little Boston Terrier. He's almost 10 years old. I was cleaning up after him 2 days ago, and it was like 40 degrees, and that's just a mess. So 0 is perfect. Yeah, I think it's pretty true. Some people really get on a wheel of negativity. I'm happy. Oh, I'm so glad. I can't see your name, but thank you for engaging. Yeah, I was on that wheel, that hamster wheel of unhappiness. I really thought it was in success. I thought it was in achievement. I thought it was in having a certain amount of money and being at a certain financial status, if you will. But I was so, so wrong. Yeah, frozen. Oh, it's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Yay. Good to see you. Thank you for that. Yeah, 0 is a perfect temperature to clean up after the dogs. But adding to the quote, again, having myself being a human being and believing in this habitual negative thought loop that I didn't even know I had. I used to complain, bitch, moan about all the things that happened throughout my day. I basically held it like a badge of honor. Like it was something that we all did. Like I thought, isn't that what we all do? That's what I was raised around. Like that was normal for me. I thought it was imperative I thought it was a competition to see who is the most stressed out today. Oh, you think you got it bad? Look at my day. Yeah, it was very horrible. But I remember this point in time, like I was like, why does this feel really yucky? And realizing that I didn't want to be in that space anymore. And it was almost like an addiction, right? You kind of get into this space of, oh yeah, I had a really bad day. And really when we get into this space of I'm stressed out, we look for stress. We look for what's not going well. Because that's what our brain loves to do. It loves to search for validation and proof and evidence that things are a certain way. So when we believe in our negative thoughts, it creates barriers. It creates an obstruction. It limits us. It kind of gives us tunnel vision. It doesn't allow us to expand and see more or attract things into our life. It doesn't allow for doors to open up, opportunities to open up. We repel off those people of the energy that we probably really are craving. So it's really important to do the inner work. Have someone help you with that for sure. And that's why I get coaching every single week. That I mean, I can even tell just over the last 60 days, I've had momentum, huge steps. Because 2 months ago, I was faced with something that when I was going through it, it felt like an 8 on the Richter scale. I was like, man, I haven't felt this in a long time. But I navigated through it very powerfully through coaching. Brain searching for danger. And our crazy information age, it's easy to freak out. Yeah, so true. Thank you for that. That's a great perspective and addition to that. You're right. Our brain, every second, twice a second, is looking for danger. That's why traveling all day long is exhausting. Even though you're sitting, you're in new environments, you're in new spaces, you're subjecting your brain and mind to so much new stimuli. So many different people and situations and circumstances and new environments where your brain is like danger, 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 looking for danger, even though you're sitting. Why am I so tired? Yeah, that's exactly it. So, kind of talked about me. If you guys have questions, post the question in the chat. Love to hear what kind of questions you have, whether it's about coaching or a personal thing or something that's weighing on your mind. Anything about negative thoughts. I love that space. I love relationship questions, leadership questions. I'm here to serve and support you. Um, you know, it's really about, we were kind of talking about it, how we think, what it is that you want in your life. And why don't you have it? What's the barrier, right? Back to the quote. Is it a thought barrier? Are you limiting yourself in some way that you're not aware of, that you can't see? I often say that, as a coach, I have the ability to spot the spinach in your teeth. I can see your blind spots. And oftentimes, the people that are closest to us give us hints and clues of what our blind spots are, and we're not hearing it. Or maybe we're not ready to hear it, or we're still in denial, or kind of like what you had just said about the brain searching for danger. I've had clients literally tell me, but Catherine, this is all I know. This is familiar. I don't know why I keep repeating it, meaning certain types of relationships or certain types of jobs or getting themselves in the same situations, but different people, but it keeps like cycling and repetitive. Oftentimes it's our limitations are here. It's how we are limiting ourselves. I remember when Dad was in Anchorage, he knew his guys in Fairbanks and North would be stressed out an extra month from Anchorage because of weather. I'm so drawn to sun. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so the sun, gosh, I feel like moving here to Spokane 6 years ago, I don't think I moved far enough south. This winter's been nice. I'm not complaining at all. It's been amazing. I have only had to shovel my walkway once and it was melted within days. This winter has been insanely non-wintry, but definitely sun. I really, really appreciate the sun. I really appreciate being in the sun, around the sun, being outdoors. Like it truly does have. We're living in Alaska for 30 years, not the whole 30 years for sure, but definitely the last 7 or 8 or maybe 10. I intentionally was out of state in January, always. Like I was out of state in January. And then as I was out of state, I was booking the trip for the next year. Like I will be out of state in January. Yeah, the gray clouds are hard. Yeah, anywhere that's gloomy, it tremendously has a huge impact on our vitamin D and our mental health for sure. So if you have questions, enter them in the chat. If it stays really quiet, I might bounce after 30 minutes because I'll run out of things to talk about. The one topic I did toss up in the air to talk about, besides what thoughts might be limiting you, like just kind of giving you like the quote, if there's a barrier or challenge that maybe you're resisting that concept of my thoughts are stopping me. Love to have a conversation about that. Love to answer questions about that, but I have another one. I would normally snowbird, yeah. I never got to this place where I felt comfortable having a house in two different locations. I think primarily is we have had in our time living in Alaska, two houses freeze up. And let me tell you, that's not fun. One of them was $80,000 in damage, and the other one was very minor. Like it was just a coffee machine that got damaged, and there was no other damage, thankfully. But yeah, freeze ups are no fun. I don't recommend that. And then just having a vacant house or renting a house, no fun. So I never got to that space. That's a barrier, right? My thoughts and my stories about having a rental, having it vacant, or having a house that's not lived in, or having to rent it, all of that, my stories are no, that's no fun. So guess what? I never did it. Not a place that I want to go. Um, but anyways, love the thought barriers, thought challenges. That was a great example. Another thought or topic that we can talk about here in this space is we can't dream big and move forward powerfully if we're focusing on the past, right? Focusing on the past maybe could be, what went wrong in the past, or how you were wronged in the past, or what didn't go well, or what didn't go right. And really taking what happened in the past and using it again as a limitation today, right? So a common one you'll hear, or I hear a lot of, is like, oh, I'm single because my heart got broken. Okay. Well, that's great. Are you happy being single? Is that really are you happy being single? Are you wanting to be in a relationship? Oh, no, no, no. I want to be married. I want to have a relationship. I want to have all those things. But the past is limiting you in such a way that you're looking and seeking for proof and evidence that somebody else is going to break your heart. Like you're closed down, your walls are up, you're not open for connection. Right. And that's the I have a lot of single clients that are looking for love and navigating that chapter in their life. And it's funny because they go on dates, kind of the opposite side of things. They go on dates and I'm like, man, I don't know. It was just cold. They're robotic. Like there was nothing there. It felt like there were walls up to here. And I just couldn't, I don't know who they are. Like there's no connection at all. Well, they're probably dealing with old wounds. They're dealing with the past. They're focused in on the past. They're looking for red flags, all these things that if you get coaching from me, I'm going to tell you to like throw that stuff in the trash and burn it because you're just creating so many barriers, so many challenges. You're not open to a relationship. And truly in that space, I really work with my clients to peel back and really work on the relationship to themselves and life before adding someone into your life that has their own insecurities and their own challenges, right? Work on yourself first. attract someone into your life with the same or similar emotional intelligence, and you will find a connection. Like, it's really amazing and really incredible and really a fun process. So, lots of weddings to go to. Yes, 2 places are hard, and we have a 5th wheel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 5th wheel, that's a great way to go. 5th wheel, take your home with you. That's really, really good. That's a great idea. I have a little tiny little travel trailer. Haven't used it yet. Got it just for a really good deal. Couldn't beat the deal, but I have a tiny little travel trailer that I hope to use this year. It'd be exciting. Um, so looking in the rearview mirror and your past, and in a way that has you feeling powerlessness, right? Focusing on how you've been hurt, focusing on what went wrong, failures, all these different things really keeps you looking in that rearview mirror. It's like driving while looking in the rearview mirror. Like, it's not, you're not going to get very far down the road by doing that. So, Rich and I say at our age, we don't have old baggage, but a U-Haul, but we're all good. Good. I'm glad. Yes. Much love. Thank you for being here with me. Yeah. I can't wait to use that trailer. Well, the thing is, I got the trailer for my mobile photo booth, which is actually that white thing. It's weird pointing, right? That white thing right there. Um, so it's mobile, and I can put it in that trailer eventually. It's not ready for that now, but the idea is to put it in the trailer, but also be able to use it if I want to go on a trip, small camping trip, but primarily for the photo booth. It's going to be decked out, really a lot of fun. It's really cute. Um, Small, so that way I can putz around and back up with no problem, which is kind of funny that I'm talking about looking in your past and using it as a barrier or challenge and protecting your heart or protecting yourself from being hurt again. It's kind of funny, kind of along the same lines, but yeah, traveling is fun. Can't wait. But the other thing too is, interestingly enough, working with a lot of people that are stuck in the past and reflecting on the past, um, whatever, past hurts, past pains, past, all these different things. Not saying, to suppress that stuff. That stuff happened. It's done. It's about learning how to process those things in a way that empower you. Looking at the past things is, what did I learn? How can I move forward powerfully, evolve, and see these things that have happened to me in my past as a way to having a quality life, right? Because we can, a metaphor that I use is, different events and things happen to us, and each one can be a jacket that we put on, right? Oh, I got fired from a job. Let's put that jacket on. I got, I had to file bankruptcy, put that coat on, whatever. All these different things that have happened in our life that are, some would say is negative or bad or whatever. We keep putting these coats on and these coats on and these layers on and whatnot, and carry this stuff around, and it ends up weighing us down, and it really creates this sense of heaviness. But the thing is it's a choice to continue to wallow around and reflect on the past and how you've been wronged, or maybe how you've made mistakes and how you wish you wouldn't have done things and whatever. I mean, that's living in the past is creates such helplessness and keeps you feeling this sense of no control. And oftentimes what ends up happening is because of that, because we're not processing those things in a healthy way and seeing them for what they really are, just thoughts, just imagination, just stories. Not saying it didn't happen, but what I'm saying is when we process things in a healthy way and reflect on them as lessons, learning from them, growing from them, we evolve, we move forward. Like, hey, I learned my lesson. Next time, these are the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to be a little bit more mindful. I'm going to be more aware. I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to be more alert. But looking at it from a way that you grow versus a way of being in victimhood, right? There's a huge difference in that because we can't change the past. We can't change the past. So sticking with what you have a nice day, Cheryl. Thanks for chatting. So what is in your control, right? Your thoughts, I always say your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And I get you can't control your thoughts, but you can unlearn unhealthy thought patterns and learn healthy thought patterns. You can learn how to work with your brain and your mind where you understand how it works and you create healthy thought patterns or loops. And your brain is very, very intelligent. It will adapt and change. Like I have clients like, oh, I've got decades of unlearning then. Truly you can learn. Your brain loves to learn. Your brain will adapt. Your brain will move you towards what feels good and familiar if you understand how to do it. And that's what I help my clients with. I hold their hand and I help them through that process. Some people learn it in 1 to 2 sessions. Some people it takes 12. Some people more, but more often than not, it's in a space of about 5 sessions. It's amazing and profound. As long as you're open, you're curious, you're willing to listen to the information I give you, which is 20% of the battle. The other 80% is doing, experiencing, being, seeing things differently. I help you through that. It truly will. You'll be able to take off all the jackets, all the lost hurts, and all the lost pain from the past. You'll be able to move forward in a way that you feel free, light, happy, joyous, whatever you want. Or maybe it's just contentment, right? I got some flack on that too this week as happiness, blah, 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 is, not real. It's not possible. Okay, well, believing that is going to come true. Your wish is my command, whatever. I don't know. Feed your brain with what you want more of, and you'll get it. Feed your brain with what, toxic, negative, doom and gloom and fear and fright. Guess what? You're going to have more of that in your life. So I protect my brain from toxic anything, negativity, anything that's frightful is scary. I protect it. I guard it with every thread of my being, as should you. I love to help people create a life that feels in alignment with what they want, right? Feels purposeful, meaningful, however you want to describe it. I really, really have an amazing job. I don't even call it a job. I call it just what I do. I serve people, help people in a way that's very unique and very different than probably anything you've ever experienced before. So, well, I don't see any questions. Everybody must be busy having an amazing Thursday. But if you are struggling in any area of your life, maybe being happy has you feeling, like it's not attainable, let's talk, let's chat. Maybe you're struggling in relationships. It could be any type of relationships, work relationships, and maybe relationships in your business. Maybe it is romantic or friendships or family relationships. Maybe you need help figuring out who you are or what you're doing with your life. But what I want to say is those that have raised their hand and reach out to me are very brave. So it takes courage to say, you know what? I've tried everything. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need help. I need someone to share with me where my blind spots are. It truly is an act of courage. So you can reach out to me by texting me at 509-800-7264 or message me on this platform or email me wherever you're watching this. I am offering a 10% discount on these lives only. The discount is LIVE 282024. So that's LIVE 282024. It's only 10% off, but it is off of 5 60-minute coaching sessions. So that brings the price down to $360, saving you $40. on 5 coaching sessions. So that's my promise to my clients and you, if you're curious. And it's only available for the next 7 days. It will expire. And I guess that's it for today, guys. No other questions, no other thoughts, but I'm always here. I also would love it if you'd check out my podcast. I actually don't have it up right now. Lots of episodes in there, mostly on coaching scenarios that have been submitted. A lot of my clients will submit questions that they have in between sessions. Maybe it's something that they really don't want to use a coaching session on because, of course, that's paid. So they'll submit a question to me with a little bit of story, which I call context. And then what I do is I do a podcast on it. So a lot of people really find that to be incredibly useful in the way that they can listen to it over and over again or pause it and reflect, and then play it again or whatever. But they really, really love my podcast as a means to get a little bit more Catherine time, and it's free. Anybody that submits to me a question that wants me to talk about it. Whoop whoop. Thank you. Thank you for the whoop whoop. Any love that you can give me, any hearts, thumbs up, commenting, all of that is welcome. Love hearing from you guys. I'll actually drop my website too, in case you guys are trying to want to reach out to me in that capacity too. But I love text. Text is always a great way to reach out to me. But my website, maybe if you're curious, you want to learn more, you can check out my website. I'll put that in the chat. But I think that's it today, guys. I think I'm going to sign off. I've got quite a busy day today. And for those of you that know me well, we're in the midst of moving. So that's fun. And I just, moving is crazy. So there might be a week at the end of the month that I might go dark. I want to try not to, but there very much the last Thursday of the month. That's the day of inspection, going through the place. But finally, our house is almost to the state to move in. We're definitely really, really close. So it's really exciting. So, but yeah, moving, not so much fun. Don't recommend it. Anyways, since there's no other questions, I'm just going to take off. I'll see you guys again next week. See you then. Bye.